Hey, this is Chris. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Popcorn Finance, where we discuss finance and about the time it takes to make a bag of popcorn. Today, I'm excited to have Mr. Steve Stewart, master podcast editor to probably a lot of podcasts that you listen to. How's it going, Steve?
Oh, man, it's a pleasure to be back on your show.
I appreciate you being here, taking some time out. We're here at FinCon 2018. I always keep forgetting the year. Some reason I think it's 2019, but it's 2018. And, we were talking, and you mentioned to me that you don't have a credit score, which for most people, that sounds extremely weird to hear anyone say they don't have a credit score. So I think I'll just let you take it away. Why don't you have a credit score, and what does that even mean?
Yeah. Well, it is weird that I don't have a credit score because it's something that you never actually sign up for, but you get automatically. Right. It's got to be in some terms and agreement for the first credit card, the first car loan, the first student loan you take out, that they're able to share your information. But basically, if you think about the credit score, people are sharing your information that all gets collected by these big 3 credit rating agencies, and then you get this 3-digit number automatically. You didn't sign up for it, you didn't want it, but the culture that we have in America, it's all about the credit score. Credit score. And I totally get the credit score. I understand why it's there. It's an easy way for lenders, banks to rate you as far as your ability to repay borrowed money.
Yeah.
You think about it, what do you need credit score for? It's that. Or it might be, insurance. Actually, insurance agencies have a different way of rating you, which takes some of the similar information. But here's the thing. It's all based on debt. If you look at the algorithms and what's collected that gets put on your credit report that isn't just your name, address. Yeah, it has nothing to do with income, has nothing to do with longevity, has nothing to do with any of that stuff. All it has to do with banks, credit cards, student loans that you've opened up debt with.
Yeah, it's just how good are you at borrowing money? That's all they're concerned about.
And it doesn't look at your savings account. It doesn't look at your checking account. It doesn't look at any of that stuff. It only looks at stuff that you borrowed and have repaid or have never repaid. And of course, never repaid is the bad debt stuff.
Yeah. Well, you don't want too much of that going on.
Yeah, my wife and I in 2007 decided to get out of debt. 2006, and by 2007 we paid off all of our consumer debt. December 2015, we paid off our house. So I have had no credit cards since 2007, no debt at all since 2015. So there's nothing that FICO or the 3 big credit reporting agencies have to measure, which means either I don't exist or I don't have a credit score. The beauty is I have a crisp, clean, white page credit report. There's nothing on there.
Everything is falling off.
Yeah. There literally is nothing for them to report. So it's as if I don't exist.
So for you, what has changed for you? Do you notice anything different, or has that come into play for you, not having a credit score?
I have to be more mindful of certain things. A lot of people say, you got to have a credit score to get a hotel room. No, that's not true. In fact, my wife's mother still pays cash when she goes to stay in a hotel. She might have a credit card that she uses for the reservation, but she pays cash. Well, you can do the same thing with a debit card. You don't need credit card. But renting cars can be an issue. And I've been bit by one of the rental agencies that wouldn't rent for me because I don't have a credit report for them to say that I have good or bad credit. They just they have no way of knowing. They just can't handle it. So I have to go with other rental agencies. So that's about the extent of it. Other than that, I have no concerns. And, of course, without any debt, what are we doing? We're saving money.
Yeah, that's true. And, I think for some reason, just credit score and then credit in general is just so ingrained in our society. It just, the thought of not having it, no one even thinks about that, for one. And then so much of society now is based around you having access to credit. Right. People just expect you to have a credit card, have something that they can charge against or hold a deposit against. Yeah. So it makes it inconvenient just to be, I guess, like a responsible person and not have any credit, because it's completely possible to live without credit at all, but it's just natural now that you just do that. That's just what you do.
That's why I buy stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of borrowing for it. Yeah.
And so for you, is this going to be like a permanent lifestyle for you, just a zero credit score, man?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't worry about it. I don't actively go out and try to improve my credit score. And I don't think anybody really needs to. Because if you think about what you do that causes you to have a credit score, if you have a credit card and you pay it off every month, okay, you're going to have a credit score, and it's going to be a decent one. You don't have to have a perfect credit score. It's not going to get you that much better interest rate on anything. And really, if you're ever going to borrow money, the only time I think you might do it is on a home. Okay. If you can't pay for a car, then you're in dire situation financially, and you need to do something about that. And I get it if you have to, but then don't let it happen again. It might sound insane to some people, but we paid for my wife's 2016 Jeep Wrangler, which we bought at the end of last year. We paid cash for it. We plopped down a money order the money order was $26,000 and $1,000 in $100 bills. And that was the deal. We started with the 26 in the money order to negotiate, and they said, "Oh, we can't do that." So, okay, well, we can go up to this, and laid the other 10 $100 bills there and bought the thing cash.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what, the checkout process for that is so much faster. Yeah,
Because that's all the holdup is when you go talk to the financing guy that's like trying to rip you off a little bit more. So,
yep. And the price of the car was insane, but my wife wanted it. We'd saved up for it. She's so happy with it. I still think it's grossly overpriced, but she loves it. She loves it, and it's fun.
And it's nice to be able to do that, just to say, you know what, I'm just going to buy this car outright. You didn't need credit. So I think part of having a zero credit score is having just an overall healthy financial life, and that gives you the ability to make these moves and decisions that'll allows you to navigate this world without a credit score. Because it feels like if you're at a point where you don't have a credit score, especially as like someone who's not like 18, I mean, you probably have done some things to kind of put your financial life in order, and then allows you to save, prepare, do other things to kind of get around without the need. So that's really interesting. I've never talked to someone who didn't have a credit score.
Yeah, that's me.
It's really cool. Yeah. Do you ever post a picture of your credit report, just a blank sheet of paper online?
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
I'll do it again for you later. I'll send you a copy for the show notes.
All right. I would love to have a copy of that.
Yeah.
Hey, well, thanks, Steve. I really appreciate you taking some time joining me. I know it's a busy conference for you, especially. You're the man out here. Everyone's looking for you. So I really appreciate it. And I mean, I know you're not doing your podcast anymore right now, but you are a master podcast editor. So would you want to share some of your info if anyone out there is listening was thinking about starting a podcast and maybe needs a little bit of help?
Well, if anybody's looking to start a podcast, I mean, I do have some launch packages that can help them get started. So even if they're not the perfect fit for me, because I really like to work specifically with the FinCon community, but that doesn't, preclude me from helping people all over the place. And then I've got a community, a Facebook group of just podcast editors, and we're all helping each other, developing each other, talking to each other, communicating with each other, to improve ourselves, to increase the perception of the value of a podcast editor. You don't have to do it for other people to be in the group. You just have to be able to edit a little bit and know what we're talking about to join. And from there, I can help people find. I can actually list a job for people who are looking for editors to help, because I'll tell you the biggest part of a podcast, the biggest time suck is not sitting here recording. It's editing and producing.
Oh, yeah, for
and
sure.
That's, and especially if you're getting a lot of noise like this big blow-up thing that they're doing behind us, you want to edit that out if you can.
Yeah, I'm going to try to. They're deflating what is like maybe like a 10 or 15-foot flamingo behind you.
Just so they can fit through the doorway. Just so they can get it through the door. And they're going to fill it back up again.
And then they're going to go blow it up again. So.
Only at FinCon.
Right? Hey, you don't know what you're going to see. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and thanks to Tiffany, aka @Goglin Coupons on Instagram. You all know I can't pronounce Instagram handles. I'm notorious for just butchering them completely. I don't know if you remember back a few episodes ago, maybe a few months ago at this point, I was thanking a listener, Junie, for a review she left for Popcorn Finance. Well, she got back to me after that episode went live, and she let me know that it was pronounced Jenny, and that the way that it was spelled was something fun that she used to do back in the day with friends online. And so I completely got that one wrong. So I hope I'm pronouncing @Goglin Coupons right, but I'll just go with Tiffany. So thank you, Tiffany. Her question was, what are my thoughts on the indeterminable credit score? And indeterminable credit score is just another way of saying, someone who doesn't have a credit score. And, after Steve and I finished recording the episode that you heard today, we kept talking. And one of the things that Steve mentioned was that, don't worry about your stupid credit score. Those are his words. He said, if you do the right stuff with money, you have a good or great score. And if you win with money like me, then you won't need one at all. And so I thought that was a really great way to sum up the conversation, because as you know, these interviews are short. We don't get a lot of time to go over everything, but I think that's a good way to kind of wrap it all up. And for me, my thoughts are, there's some situations where you're going to need a credit score. So even if you're trying to rent an apartment, they will run your credit score, just kind of check to see your history and background. And so there are some instances where you'll need a credit score even though you're not looking to take out debt. But like Steve said, do the right things and your score will be improved. Stay on top of things, pay your bills on time, try to limit the amount of credit that you're using, and you'll be in good shape. And I think that if you're in a good position in life, say you're at a point where you already own a home, you plan on buying your cars cash from now on, then I think in that situation, you'd be fine having no credit score, especially if you've done a good job of saving, you have a good cushion built up, and you don't foresee yourself needing to borrow a large amount of money in the near future. So that would be my take. If you're younger, just getting started, there's probably going to be some situations that come up where you might need credit in some form. So just stay on top of things, try to be responsible, and your credit score will reflect that. So again, thank you, Tiffany at Goglin Coupons, for sending in that question. And thanks, Steve, for joining me here on the show. And if any of you have a question that you want to send in for me to answer, you can reach out to me on Instagram at Popcorn Finance Podcast. I'm on there a lot, so if you want to reach out to me, I'll definitely get back to you. Or you can reach out to me on Facebook or Twitter. Or you can just send me a straight up email to questions@popcornfinance.com. So as always, I appreciate you all joining me here for another bag of popcorn. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, boy, keep it poppin' like Mary Poppins.